Hey guys, Keith here, Two Guys How To's and the Fish Kings, and there's Junebug there. He's gonna get raw on this fuel line. You know, as we all know, we love the boats, we hate the boats, but you gotta maintenance them, and that's just the bottom line. So on this particular boat, this has a 35 Merc on it. It's a little different than the bass tracker we were working on the 9.9 that's behind the camera there. And you can see where the bladder just straight busted off. Every time you wanna go use something, something's broken. Well, if you can fix it prior, maintenance, you know, yearly inspections and that sort, that's what we're gonna do. So we went up to Walmart, we're gonna swap all this out, and we're gonna put the Two Guys How To charm on it. We went to Walmart, they got kits up there. In your area, they might even have better marine stuff. Different Walmarts and different stores carry different stuff based on demographics, but we were lucky to get a hold of a couple of these, one for the tracker and one for this other. What is this one? This is a bass tracker too, but this one's a little bit bigger and heavier duty. And this is a 3-piece kit. It comes with these different quick connects that go into the newer style gas tanks. We've got the older style gas tanks that are rough and rugged, metal clips and metal plug-ons there and different things that we're gonna just keep. We're not gonna cut and get rid of these metal connections with these plastic connections that they got, because once again, I mean, if you got a newer tank, use it, you know what I'm saying, or a newer boat, this what it comes with. But you got more O-rings, more seals, more stuff that just go bad to where we don't need it. We're gonna throw these in the garage and we'll keep them in our shop in case we need them if these break on us. But we're gonna take the Two Guys How To charm on this. We're gonna take what we need out of this pack, and the rest of it we're gonna put up on the shelf. So first of all, we're gonna take it off. And this is an ATTWOOD, you know, they make a lot of boat stuff, and you can get these online too. All we really needed once we looked at it, we want this nice marine hose, it's gray, and we want this bladder. The rest of this crap, we don't need. Just throw that out. We'll put it in the shop, but we don't need it. So, and on this particular line, with this good marine line, I mean, we'll get a good bunch of 5-6 years out of this. And if it's covered up and garaged, hell, it'll run longer than that. We're old school, we keep stuff outside. But we're gonna cut this piece off. Here's another one of those quick connects that we don't need. And June's gonna snip that off. We use stainless steel clamps. These aren't those Chinese little cheap pot metal clamps that are gonna rust out. These are stainless steel bought from the hardware store. They're a couple bucks each, but you'll never have to change these out. They'll never rust, whether you're running freshwater, saltwater, you're in the bay, you're out right around the outskirts of the ocean, maybe the inlet, or you're running a river or a big lake, small lake, whatever. Just use stainless steel. It's gonna last. A couple bucks more now, less time later. So June's gonna cut this off, and what he did is he used these come with a pinch clamp around them. He just used these cutters and cut that pinch clamp and ripped it off, and he's gonna ready to pull this out. If it won't come out, you can always cut it, but he should be able to get it out. And I'm gonna get right in and on him so you guys can see what he's doing here. And if it won't come out, he's gonna have to cut it or score it. So he's gonna score it gently. We're gonna lose, you know, 3/4 inch of that pipe, but we don't need it because we're running a brand new stainless steel clamp anyway. And, you know, just get it done. Just put your twist on it and do it right. And that's just the way it's gotta be done. So we'll throw this in the drawer, but we don't need that now. We're done messing around with that newer crappy stuff. So we're gonna take this fuel line, and actually on this old fuel line, and let me get down in here so you can see June getting raw here. He's gonna take it off down there, and this one's oil injected, so it's mixing that oil in with the gasoline at the same time, and the line is down in there. So the line's hard as a rock. I mean, he's using a pair of pliers to get it off, which is just crazy. But he got it off of there, and it looks pretty decent down in there, right?
Yep.
He's got one stainless steel clamp down on there. We'll reuse that. And he's gonna pull this, yeah, he's gonna pull it out. You can see how it's fed up through there. He's gonna pull it out of that little port, that access hole there, and get it out of there. Basically, that thing's just straight junk. Just throw that out. We're done with that. And we're gonna get this newer line here. Yeah, and you can see here, you can see the quick connect that comes out of the motor here. He's gonna take that off, and you can see we don't even need that, but we're gonna reuse this. We are gonna keep this. And they do make new ones, but they're a little different. This one is a little different than the 9.9. and it's in perfectly good shape. You know, we'll wipe it down and clean it up. The lock is still good, and it looks totally reusable. So we're gonna get our hose, and I'm gonna get over here, and he's gonna feed that from the bottom up. And last time, if you remember, the bleeder was right up here, the bladder. We're gonna run that bladder down in this down in the bottom here where the battery is and the gas tank sits, and it's going to be out of the sun's light, and it's not going to decompose and get dry rotted like the old one did. So we're going to pull that thing up there and get our lengths checked out there. Yeah, we're good there. And let me show you guys another trick that we do. And right here where this goes in, it's got a filter, a strainer down in the gas tank, and they always break. And we got another video on how we fix that in a pinch, and it'll last a good long time. But we're gonna run one of these Hastings, and they're GF, George Frank 95, and they're see-through. And I got these off of ZORO, man, months and months ago. I got a whole case of them, must have had like 52 a case for maybe $100. And if you go and buy this at the hardware store, they're charging you $5. So just follow the directions on these, and you can order them on eBay or wherever you want. Go direct to ZORO. Search around, you know, there's more stuff out there now than when I buy it. I stay where I'm at, and I keep ordering stuff. But it's got the arrow on it of which way the fuel's got to go. So if the arrow's going this way, we're going to pull it from the tank up this way. And what we're going to do here, he's got the end. This is the end that goes to the motor, but we're going to measure out a little bit, and we're going to cut that right there. And we're going to install this fuel filter following that same arrow direction with the stainless steel clamp. That way it's going to sit up top here like this. So when we're running down the river or in the lake, and every time we pump that bladder, you're going to see that nice clean gas in there. And when this thing's beat up and dirty, you just unscrew it, you throw it out, you slam a new one in. 9 times out of 10, that's why your stuff won't start. And this is a double jeopardy. We're filtering in the tank, and we're filtering it after the tank. Double. So that way that carb stays clean. Once you clean it once, you're good to go. So June's going to show you what he does on that. We're going to install this fuel filter. Yeah, 5 or 6 inches, somewhere where it stays in this transom area and out of the way. We already moved the bladder down into the bottom down there, so no one's stepping on it, and the salt water and the fresh water's not hitting on it, and the sun's not beating down on it. This filter is great. You'll be able to see right in there, and it's clear as glass. And when it's gummed up and dirty, you're gonna know. And if it's gummed up and dirty, that means your tank is gummed up and dirty. Maybe use some old fluid or old gas, you know, you had laying around, and you know, it kind of just helps figure out what the problem is and what your gas actually looks like. And when you swap that filter out, you can smell it. And if that filter smells old, like you know, kind of like what a Varsol or a turpentine smell, your gas is bad, it's old. So we're going to install this. I'm just giving you you know, tips and techniques of what to do. It's the GF95 Hastings. We just went ahead and cut that standard line that they don't ever tell you to cut, and we're going to put our own filter in there. Get that all hooked up, and I'll show you what he's doing over here. He's got it in, and he followed the directions the way that arrow is supposed to go. You always want coming from the gas tank up onto that arrow right there. They're on every filter, and they should be if they're not. And you don't want a cheap Chinese filter. We got a bunch of those before. And we did save money for $1 each instead of $2 each, and they all leaked. I threw them all in the garbage and burned the whole thing, because that's what I do when I get mad at things. But this is a better system. The stainless steel clamps, the Hastings GF95, and he's getting ready to put that end on there, and that end right there is a quick connect that goes into that motor block, and then you can pull it out, change your tank out or whatever, or take this whole system and run it onto another boat if you have another boat that accepts it. And he's going to plug that on there and get that clamp set up. Good. And we'll show you the final product here, and you can see this video didn't take that long, and it's well worth it. I think that kit, I think the kit that we got was maybe 39, 37, something like that. So he's going to hook that up to the motor. Quick connects right in there. You got your stainless steel clamp. You got your brand new Hastings filter. It's out of the way. 2 brand new stainless steel clamps, and we can pull this slack down if we want a little bit more. And let me get this set up so you guys can keep peeping on us here. If you want to, you pull the slack down, you pull it out a little bit more, and it exposes that bladder right here. So when you're out on the boat, let me get it up here. It exposes that bladder way down in this hatch right here. And so you would just have to lift this hatch up, bleed this thing out, and you're good to go. If you're too lazy to lift that hatch up, then you probably shouldn't be on a boat anyway. And that's the way I would run you. I'd say you're lazy, and you wouldn't be on my boat. So it's protected down in there. It's from UV light. It's good to go right here, down underneath here, nice and safe. This is where the gas tank's gonna be. You got your oil lid here. This will go into the gas tank there, and we'll put this back on. And we'll clean it up a little bit. We're cleaning this boat up and getting it running good, but you can see right there, the finished product, it's all hidden down in there. No snow, no ice, you know, nothing's gonna get to that bladder and beat it up. No one's gonna step on it. And it was that simple, man. Just change your fuel lines, give us those likes, give us the shares. Most importantly, subscribe, and anything we got popping off is gonna go straight to you. And give us those comments. If you need help on something, man, you can send us emails through there and say, hey man, you ever done this? If we haven't, we're gonna look it up and find it for you. I can give you as much information as I have. And we want you out, we want you fishing. You know, don't fish in our holes, but we want you out there, we want you on the water. That's what we're all about. So 2 guys, how-tos. I'm Keith, that's June. He's getting raw still back in there. We're gonna keep working on this. And the Fish Kings, and we're out of here. Get some of it. And you can see how clear that gas is, that nice new Hastings GF95 filter. And you can see it's got a little couple pieces of dirt in there, which is good. That's what we want to see, because we cleaned out those gas tanks with a pressure washer. And you're not going to get everything out. This will trap everything that goes up through that screen. And you can see that nice new rig only took us about 5 minutes to do. And it's great, man. So, you know, go and get some of those GF95 by Hastings fuel filters, and get a bunch of them and keep them in your shop. And real quick on the stainless steel clamps, I want to just throw a little prop or shout out to Ace, man. We went up there and they had our good stainless steel clamps, and like I said, they're not Chinese clamps. These things will last. You know, they're a couple bucks each, but it's well worth it. So thank you, Ace. Got your nice stainless steel clamps in stock even during the whole virus thing. Good looking out. Mic's not on, it wasn't on. Cuts. You guys, Keith, stuff starts cut. I'm just straight chilling. I'm hobba-dobbing chilling. I'm not a pig, I'm a lawyer.